Hi there, this is Trillium from Trillium Healing Arts, and I'm just going to do a little Las Vegas recap part two. So, this is more about my some things that had been coming through there. Lately, I've been on this journey of clearing blocks, which have to do around the concept of not being worthy and not being deserving. And so I've worked through, I think, most of my relational ones about not being worthy and deserving of certain things. Now I've been more focusing around my blocks around money. And so, I was there the last day getting a matcha at Earth Cafe. It's in the Encore. I'm really happy it was there actually because it's kind of hard for me to find a really good matcha I like. Highly recommend if you're into matcha. Um, so there are some of the most exquisite stores, and I've never really been into brand names. I was raised very simply. Um, my mother was in the Navy, my father was in the Navy, my stepdad, he was in the Navy. And, luxury items were just not like a big emphasis growing up. Um, I had first actually, the only time I really was with someone that was into luxury items was like in 2010. My um, partner at the time was Chinese, and they had that Chinese money where they just like Louis Vuitton everything. And that was all new to me. And I've been a very simple girl, like thrifting. I still like to thrift. I enjoy a great thrift. A lot of the dresses I have are from thrifting. Um, and so I don't think, I don't feel like I need to have a brand name. And I also don't judge people that want to wear brand names if that's what makes them happy. Um, but I think I still had a lot of blocks around because I felt when I was walking around these really expensive stores, I felt resistance in my body. And so I knew that was my body telling me something. So I decided to drop in and check. And, I had feelings around being not being deserving of nice things and not being deserving of nice things, not being worthy of being of abundance. And so what's challenging, right? You're not going to reach your full level of what you're manifesting if you have these underlying sabotaging beliefs, because basically whatever you believe you deserve, you're going to receive. And if deep you're trying to manifest this thing in your life and call it in, you might have it for a little bit, but you'll retract back into your core beliefs. So these manifestations may only be semi-permanent. You're pressing the brake and the gas at the same time. You're like interfering the frequency. And since this reality is just vibration and frequency, you don't want to distort it. You want to have a very clear signal with no interference. Um, so yeah, I was walking around these super duper expensive stores and even just hearing so my best friend, she's a doctor, and all her friends like went to UCLA, and I'm kind of like the like hippie, new agey girl in the group, you know. Um, didn't really have an education. I started going to school just a couple years ago. I actually tried for a little bit in my early 20s, but I couldn't hack it. I'm like, it was way too much of a party girl and drank a lot, and I couldn't manage my partying and school. So I had to, for me personally, cut out the booze and the drinking and focus on work and my self healing and school right now. But I still want to dance. Dancing is so good for you. I think I was just like, I didn't realize I was an introvert. I just wasted all the time to kind of mask my oversensitivity and, you know, drown out everything and just get, but I loved to dance. Anywho, um, yeah, while I was walking around, I was trying to like tap in and identify my resistance to money and having nice things because it just felt so unfamiliar to me. Like I couldn't even fathom walking to a shop and spending like $20,000 on some designer clothes, you know? So I had to examine, I want to come to a place of no resistance, just neutral. Like, why am I resistant to this? It's not necessarily one of my objectives in life, but I think that I just want to not have it in my field where I don't feel this is something that is accessible or attainable to me. Um, and a lot of that comes from programming. You know, I have a lot of programming where my parents are like, money doesn't grow on trees, or we can't desert, we can't afford this, or don't ask for things, blah, blah, blah. Mostly from my dad. I think my mom, when we were living in the Philippines, she was making a US wage living there, so she was able to have a better lifestyle. But and she was in the Navy at the time. But you know, coming to America, obviously it's a little bit different. And yeah, I think some of those programming stuck with me somehow. So I've been working through unblocking that, and I'm still figuring it out. But it's really interesting around examining, you know, what do we feel we're worthy of? Like, what do we feel like we deserve? And this can be anything from, do you deserve that you can be with a good person? Do you deserve that you can make the money you want doing what you love? Do you feel like you deserve living in a good neighborhood? Do you feel like you deserve, you know, being paid? Like, whatever. If our reality, so we do this from a subconscious level. And we also, I believe, do this on an energetic level, like we're creating our reality. On a subconscious level, we may accept people or be attracted to people which reflect our ideas about ourselves. And then in a reality, circumstantial level, I think we're attracting situations energetically that reinforce the reality we deserve. So I have, and this is something that I need to work through. Okay, my mom, Pisces, would fake being sick to get money, thousands of dollars to go to the casino and get drugs, and then somehow magnetized a landlady that was pretending to be sick to have all kinds of free things. And then right after on my feed on Instagram, I know this other Pisces, they're all Pisces, that is, I tapped into it pretending to have cancer so that they can raise funds for a fundraiser. And this person always had like, you know, oh, my foot is broken. Please help me send me money. Or like this or that is happening to me. Please send me money. It's always some sob story. And I'm trying to figure out, is it the chicken or is it the egg? Was this created? I know like Pisces has the archetype of being like the martyr or the victim archetype. But am I attracting and perpetuating these cycles because this is my belief? So I'm going to sit with that, and I'm going to see if I need to clear this belief that that's the way it is. And then also try to go through all of my relationship patterns. Like, what do I believe about certain people? And so this can be the problematic thing about even zodiac signs, because it's called confirmation bias. We start to seek out information which reinforms our belief system. And so I just want to try to unprogram myself from the negative ones, because there's a few, you know, signs which I'm actually highly compatible with. So for instance, Taurus and Pisces, which are known to be a little hedonistic, and Pisces escapism, using drugs to escape, and then Taurus using substances a little bit too much excess because they're really known to pleasure seek. But I don't want to attract any more addicts or hardcore drug users. So I'm going to sit with that right after this. But I just wanted to tap in and share that about beliefs, deserving, you know, biases and all that. So thank you so much for tuning in, Confirmation Bias. Please like, comment, and subscribe and share. Sending you love and light. I really appreciate every one of you, and I want to hear your stories. Comment below.